Held on the 1st of March and taking place during DMU's Cultural Exchanges Festival, Mediabomb hosted a panel of 5 media and cultural industry professionals. Here, the panel are discussing internships.
We'll have time for one more probably, and then we'll go to the next question. What do you think about international media internships? Any tips or suggestions, please? International internships. Any tips on them at all? It's a tricky question.
Was that specifically about international stuff or just internships in general? Who asked that?
Who asked that question? If they don't mind owning up.
It's them up there.
Someone over there. Is it someone over there?
No.
The only reason I'd say that is I actually wrote London down on the top of this bit of paper, and it's so interesting that you end up having conversations with people about the creative industry, or certainly anyone I've ever spoken to from a DMU journalism course who's interested in getting into like fashion magazines. They always talk about London. You know, everything's very much London-centric. Even in citizen journalism, funny enough, it's very much London-centric. So I think the opportunities of things like free media, like Citizen's Eye from Dusk till Dawn, opportunities to get involved in these guys, the whole UK capital of culture is an opportunity to create more of an opportunity here for yourself before you go off to London, and certainly maybe before you disappear internationally. I'd say it's more about, does it fit with the particular type of media that you want to do before you disappear and think that's the answer.
I think in terms of internships as well, I mean, we have formal relationships with De Montfort University. We'd much rather bring people in locally who can help the creative industry in Leicester than look further afield. There is enough creativity coming out of this university here to certainly fulfil for us the role we need as interns rather than looking further away.
In terms of having foreign exchange students doing placements with us, I think in the last 6 months we've had as many foreign students as English students, and we don't really care where people are from. It's just that their people have contacted us and they've caught our attention. So we've had someone from Italy with Erica who's come and done things with us, Alice, who was Spanish, and we've got a girl from Rome that wants to come and do something with us in September.
How did they find you?
Referrals, and just found us on the internet. They knew that they were coming to the Midlands. They found our magazine on the internet.
Saw it on Citizen's Eye.
Yeah, saw it on Citizen's Eye. And they've contacted us, and you know, for me, I don't know if that's what the question is, but it doesn't really matter to me where they're from. But if they're proactive and they really want to work, you know, it's great for us.
Okay. Anybody want to make a comment about anything they've heard so far before we dive into the next question? No?
I do.
Fire away.
The question flashed up saying, what do you think of unpaid internships, I believe?
Yeah. Unpaid internships. Okay, where's that one?
The tweet said, what do you think about full-time unpaid?
Full-term unpaid.
Yeah.
Full-time unpaid internships.
Yeah. I don't think that's fair. I mean, as a business, we wouldn't expect someone to come and work full-time for nothing. I mean, people's time is worth something. And I personally think that's just a bit exploitative. I'd rather somebody comes and works and proves they can work and we pay them.
Yeah. I think I kind of disagree. I find that a lot of internships are only going to be there for 1 year anyway, and the experience that you can get in that 1 year could set you up for the rest of your life. And what's the point in training someone for a year if they're just going to move on? So I think if you can find your bread and butter and work in a bar and get some money and pay your rent and do that internship, I think it could change your life. So I do actually agree that for me, I wish if I was offered an unpaid internship and I knew that I had a bar job or something at the weekend that keep me going, I'd do it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Well, I've run internships at Coventry, the theatre in Coventry and in Derby, and they work really well. I do agree with Jamie though. You've got to give something. We used to do expenses and a bit of money along the line, but I think internships are a good way of getting into the industries, particularly really hard to access industries like theatre is. But they work really well, and I've got interns I'm still in touch with now that are working at the National Theatre in London, that are working in the Hippodrome in Birmingham, the Rep in Birmingham, in fairly senior positions now, and they wouldn't have got where they were without having that experience first of all. So I think they're a valuable kind of way of getting into industries.
One of our directors, it did come through an internship, but he came for a year. We paid him. He learned his skill, and he came back and did his final degree, and then came back. And there's 4 of us now that have done that. So it's internships I'm all for.
I think it very much depends on whether that works for you.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing as well. You know, I mean, this is just the experience which I suppose has brought us all together on this panel rather than answers. it's more about go off and find out for yourself and talk to other people and stuff like that?
It's just to do with the two questions combined. When I asked about international internships, I meant as in, because I'm from London already, actually from London.
This is international for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you were asking, I was like, yeah. But so I'm just talking like in terms of like, say I went for an internship for like a month in like Barcelona or something, just during the summer, and then came back. Do you think that would be like something that you would advise, or would you like to put on my CV at least to help myself stand out? So I don't know whether you'd recommend that, or do you think I do?
If it was you were going to be in travel writing or any kind of journalism around that as a reporter or stuff, then obviously that adds a bit of colour to your CV, stands out a little bit. I think you'd certainly come back with some interesting stories. But again, I think if there was an alternative month in Glasgow that got you closer to your goals of you've still got 2 more summers before you go for employment, I would choose the one that was best for you, really, because you can then go back to Barcelona in your own time with a few quid in your pocket and decide to work or take time.
It shows a little bit of gumption as well to go, right, I'm not just going to go and work as a tea lady in an agency in London. I'm going to go and look for something in somewhere further afield where I'm going to get some experience. It might help to be that one thing that makes you stand out.
The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you grow. So I would definitely, and also in Barcelona it's hot, there's a beach, so you definitely do it.
Yeah. It's better than Glasgow, certainly. Yeah.
I think the thing that's really quite scary is if you or know anyone who's sort of, we were talking earlier about NEETs or, coming out of education, all that kind of not quite sure where they want to go. I mean, what a terrifying statistic that is, that a new Costa Coffee opening in Nottingham that's got 7 or 8 jobs draws like 1,500 or 1,700 applications, and I bet you all of them had at least a 2-1. Okay, there was no one there who left school with 5 GCSEs. They were all like graduates that were going for those jobs. So you suddenly imagine you're up against a pretty cool job with Anthony here for 2017, or Jamie's just won a big contract, or See Creativity are expanding to Birmingham or something like that. And then the next thing you know is you're up against everyone. How many 2-1 media dual journalism students are there out there? What are you going to do to stand out? Is Barcelona one of them? I don't know, but are you actually thinking about doing that?
Not Barcelona, but do something abroad just to like make myself stand out and just for the experience. Very glamorous.
I think as long as it's related to what you're doing. If you're not just going to go for a jolly in Barcelona for a month, that's just a holiday.
So it's the relevance. Yeah.
You've been listening to a soundbite from Media Bomb 2013. To find out more, go to facebook.com/MediaBomb.